On this episode, we pick up a new rear axle, go shopping, and receive our first package from U-Joint Off-Road. I've been looking for a 10.5 Sterling rear axle for a little while. Found one on Carpart locally. Heading over to pick it up right now. Excited to finally have a rear axle. This was my first experience using Carpart.com. I spoke to the manager on the phone. He checked the part, verified the gear ratio, and told me to come pick it up. The whole process took about 10 minutes. Picked up the axle right before it started to rain. And now I'm heading back to work. Gonna leave this in the work parking lot for 4 hours. Hope no one takes it. Although I'd like to see them try. This thing is a beast of an axle. Getting the axle out of the trailer by myself was a stupid idea and super sketchy. The more I would lift the axle, the more the pinion just wanted to point toward the sky. The strap was so close to falling off and dropping the axle. If you ever end up with one of these axles, don't be an idiot like me. Get a friend and do it safely. It was an absolute miracle that that strap didn't slip off the pinion flange, causing the axle to drop. That is heavy. Oh wait, I think I just got it. Oh my goodness. We are going to be spending a lot of time in our van, and that means a lot of time listening to music. Music's very important to us. We're both musicians, so we want a really good sound system. We got this 10-inch box. It's made by Scopeshy. Yeah, it's pretty cheap. It's on Amazon. We'll put a link in the description below. Little 110 box. And for a sub, we're going to be running the Alpine S series 10-inch D4. It's raining outside and I want to do something on the van tonight, and so this is what I'm doing. We got to bridge these since we're going to be running them in 2 ohms. Red to red, black to black. Yeah, that would have been a lot easier to remove that. Jeez. Done. The next day, I took my front axle into Kevin at 6 States. He's done all my re-gears in the past, and he does a great job. He installed a set of 410s to match my new rear axle. With 410 gears front and rear, and 35-inch tires, my power ratio and speedometer should be just like factory. Since this was just a bare axle housing with no axle shafts or knuckles or brakes or wheel bearings or anything like that, it was pretty light, and I figured I could handle it on my own. See if you can spot the unsafe condition that almost caused me to drop this. There it is, right there. I think I have a few guardian angels watching over me during this build. I still had a few rust spots to take care of before I primed and painted the housing. Before I knew it, I was out of paint. This was one thirsty axle. You gotta love hardware stores that are open late. The next day, I decided to address the axle shafts. I'd never removed a U-joint before, but I figured it couldn't be that hard. However, on the first step, removing those C-clips, I really struggled. That's gonna suck. I don't know if it was frustration or persistence or pure genius. I'm gonna go with pure genius. But I decided to smack one of the caps on the side of the U-joint. This loosened things up just enough for me to be able to get the C-clip out. Got it. Once I knew that trick, it was smooth sailing. Got it. I've never done U-joints before. This is kind of fun. After cleaning up the axle shafts, I decided to prime and paint them. Next up were the knuckles. These were the worst part of the entire build. And now the struggle to remove the old ball joints begins. What made it especially difficult was I was actually pressing them in when I thought I was pressing them out. I should have been pressing them to the left, not to the right. I'm gonna have to go watch a video on that. With my new wisdom, I began pressing them out the correct way. I didn't have a ball joint press this big, so I had to rent one from the local auto parts store. At this point, I was really regretting selling my old 20-ton hydraulic press. It was tough going with just the breaker bar, so I grabbed a cheater pipe to make it a lot easier. Something broke. I first learned about mechanics as a bike mechanic, and working on cars this big, it just feels wrong to put this much force on some of these parts. I really struggled here for quite some time. Come on, baby. We can get through this. No matter how much force I put on that, it just wasn't budging. And then I realized the problem. The ball joints end up being too long and bottom out in the tool before they can be pressed out of the knuckle. So I had to shorten the ball joints. With significantly shorter ball joints, my tool could now fully press these out. Oops. Seriously? Come on, you are so close. This ended up being a really frustrating and tedious process. It wasn't that hard, it just really took a lot of patience for some reason. At least I was pressing it out the right direction now. Even with the shortened ball joints after I cut them off, they were still bottoming out in this tool. That was extremely frustrating. Got it.
With the ball joints out, I could finally wire wheel this knuckle and paint it. After such a struggle with this knuckle and its ball joints, I was ready for a break. I was excited to finally see what was in all these boxes that U-Joint had sent. Everybody knows the best tool to open packages is a crowbar.
Brake lines. Paper. Oh, nice. I think these are sway bar end links. Nice moved parts. Boots on there. This is all well packaged. Ribbon arm. Sweet. Steering knuckle. Way cleaner than that one I would clean it up in painting. Awesome. Probably paint it just so it's the same exact color. Feels like a steering arm. Yep, that is sweet. Got a little rust on it. I don't think it's stainless. So I'm going to paint that. That's box one. Sway bar stuff. Shackle bushings. Awesome. These are all the drill bits needed. It's a lot of drilling, not looking forward to that. Sway bar brackets, I presume. Cool, these are pretty. Sway bar end links. Those are nice. Sway bar hardware. Whole bunch of bolts. Busted through the bag. All grade 8. That's nice. These look like the front hangers. Those are beefcake with some gorgeous welds on them. Those welds look really good. Okay. I'm painting that today. Internal sleeves for the front hanger. I'll be painting those too. Shackle inserts that go in the frame. These feel like shackles. Yep. Shackles. I assume these are for the front. I think we use stock rear shackles, I'm not sure. And the other spring hanger. Sweet. Who doesn't use a crowbar to open packages? All the steering hardware. Oh, I like that that's already powder coated. This is our tie rod, drag link. Panhard, that's kind of cool. Oh no, this is our shackle locating jig. Wow, that's way thicker than I thought it was going to be. That's cool. Betting this is another one. Don't know what this is. Kind of looks like the front tie rod piece. I'll have to figure out what that is. Maybe it's the drag or the this could be the Panhard. And this is my front cross member support. That thing is beefcake. Huge. I love their logo, that's so cool. Glad that's powder coated too. And I like this powder coating a lot more than what I've seen from trail gear in the past. This looks like much tougher powder coating. That's good. Feels like Christmas. Now I need to just put this stuff on.
Next time, we reassemble the front axle, do some more shopping, and solder some wires.